We have a fun video today. We're going to be talking about the metaverse and specifically investing in virtual real estate in the metaverse. And it's fascinating what's going on, even from my last video where I talked about Microsoft and Facebook's investment in the metaverse. Now, that was maybe a month or two ago. Things have accelerated faster than I thought, and there is so much happening in the metaverse. So I want to cover a lot of this and talk specifically about possibly investing in real estate in the metaverse. So to get started, I thought it'd be fun to throw up this headline. So Snoop Dogg bought a virtual home in the metaverse. And this person decided that they really wanted to be Snoop Dogg's neighbor. So they bought a property next to his in the metaverse for $450,000. That's bizarre. That's crazy to me, right? Doesn't that sound so weird? You're buying virtual real estate. And so things that are blowing up. There are concerts going on with, famous singers in the metaverse everywhere. They're throwing virtual concerts such as Ariana Grande, The Weekend, and Justin Bieber. Now, Justin Bieber, he puts on a concert and you can be anywhere in the world and join in the metaverse and experience the concert that he's performing in real time. And what's beneficial and why all these celebrities are jumping into the metaverse is they're able to sell virtual merchandise and make money off of that. It's called NFTs, which we'll talk a little bit more to. But yeah, people are buying virtual merchandise. So this metaverse is growing into this thing where people are creating their lives on the metaverse. They're starting to buy goods and services. It's insane. So I wanted to show you part of Justin Bieber's virtual metaverse concert, and if you take a little focus on the bottom right, you'll see him performing live in this kind of suit that helps, the movement in the metaverse from the real world to the metaverse. So enjoy this short clip of this concert.
Every time I wake up next to you, I talk to God. And I'm so damn grateful because you make up for the things I'm not.
So what do you think of that? It's kind of weird, right? But it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool to look at. And I think I'd join in a concert on the metaverse. Why not? It'd be fun. So basically, you have people now that are trying to invest in property. They're trying to buy up concert venues, malls, and other properties in the metaverse because, of course, with anything where profit is to be made, investors will flock to. And so, as I stated, Facebook was first to announce their big move to investing in the metaverse. And I'm very bullish in Facebook. I think they're going to have a big part of the metaverse. I think the metaverse is here to stay. You look in the history of, the last century or two, anytime a new, technology that no one is used to comes to the scene, people are automatically resistant. All right, so let's think of TVs. I'm sure there was a lot of people resistant to that. Now they're in everyone's home. Cell phones, I'm sure everyone was resistant to cell phones, and now everyone has one. The internet, everyone uses it, so on and so forth. The metaverse is going to be the next big thing, and if you are resistant to it right now, just think about it. Are you being a little too close-minded? And with all these celebrities getting in and all these people getting in the metaverse, I think this is something that's going to be huge. The thing that I like to talk about too is that it's estimated that very soon the metaverse will be worth $1 trillion. Yes, you heard that right, $1 trillion. And that's just in its infancy, right? This thing has probably a lot more room to grow. So it's going to be crazy. So virtual cities are popping up everywhere, as well as avatars, right? So if I get in the metaverse, I'm presented in the metaverse as an avatar. And I can live, work, and play there. In my one of my prior videos, I already explained how Microsoft tested its metaverse with a big company who said it was so successful that they now do meetings in the metaverse, they do onboarding in the metaverse, and they planned on buying 60,000 more uh, goggles to support that and expand it. And so I think, there's going to be a lot of situations where, especially big companies are going to adopt this metaverse, technology and way of running certain things, aspects of their business. Um, and so, I think gamers were the first one to experience the metaverse, right? Because, it's a lot of now recently the goggles are required for certain games where you are actually in the game, right? You're in the metaverse. And so Fortnite and Roblox, those are two that, are basically experiencing the metaverse. So, is the metaverse, um, are properties in the metaverse the next big investing boom that we're going to see? Well, some believe that the metaverse will grow into a fully functioning economy and be a part of all our lives. Like I said, the example of the cell phone, the TVs, the internet, I think the metaverse is the next thing where eventually it's going to be a part of all our lives, whether we like it or not, right? So I want to put this in front of you guys. I don't know if you've seen it, but I have seen heavy advertising from Facebook about their Oculus goggles, which gets you into the metaverse. I see the advertising everywhere, commercials, everywhere on social media. Talk about TikTok. There's so many videos of, funny videos of people with their goggles on being in the metaverse and acting funny or accidentally, running up against a wall or something like that. So it's definitely booming. And, anyone I know that has teenagers or young adults, this is on their Christmas gift this year. So keep that in mind as well. So in the metaverse, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this too in a minute, but basically the metaverse uses cryptocurrency to, purchase things. And it's powered by the blockchain. So I think this is also going to be a big thing for cryptocurrencies in general. And then this was fascinating. So a company, tokens.com, bought another company called the Metaverse Group, which is the first virtual real estate company. Sounds so crazy, but they're based in Toronto, and their virtual headquarters is in a world called Decentraland in Crypto Valley. Now that kind of sounds like Silicon Valley, right? But this is in the virtual world, and I think they're maybe trying to mimic it or something. But maybe it's going to be the next big hub of companies. But the idea here is, they're going to sell parcels of land in the metaverse and basically want to become landlords. So I think of this as kind of like Vici, right? I'm very bullish on Vici. Vici owns the land, and they allow a company like Caesar's Palace to come build on it, and Vici gets paid, rent based of the usage of that land each month. So I think that's going to be similar. What people are trying to do here is get in there, buy the land, and then allow someone to come build something on it, and it'll just pay them income every month. That's just speculation, but that's what I'm thinking people are starting to do. So, token.com has broken digital ground on a tower in Decentraland. Here's the tower. So this is just bizarre, right? Now, buildings are popping up. They're literally doing groundbreaking, let's show this new tower we're going to build. The thing is, big, expensive brand names like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Burberry, and others already have NFTs in the metaverse. So NFTs are basically the virtual, so they're virtual things, right? So in the real world, you can buy, let's say, a picture physically. In the metaverse, you can buy a virtual picture or NFT, and basically you get a certificate saying you own the rights to that NFT. So that is kind of where that is. But the tower is wanting to lease space so that way these, big companies can come in and maybe put their NFTs on display where people can interact with them, and they're going to pay to do that. They're also wanting to, you know, make advertisement dollars, and these big companies can probably advertise their name on the building or something like that. So, it's definitely all to make money. And this to me is just it's like mimicking the real world, but in a virtual world. So they are saying that the metaverse could become the number one social network in the world. And I believe that. I think this is the future. I think sooner than later, we're all going to be owning goggles. and getting into the virtual world, meeting our friends somewhere, meeting our family to play game night, or going to work for a meeting. I think it's just a matter of time because there's a lot of benefits here, right? It could be safer, more cost effective. It could be more, instant, and plus you're an avatar, so it kind of takes some of the stress off of you being there physically or having to, really concentrate and look professional in your meeting, shall we say? Um, but let's look at a few snips that I took. First of all, the Metaverse Group, which was the one we were just talking about, has it's a real estate investment trust, and it plans to build a portfolio of properties in Decentraland, as well as other realms, including Somnium Space, Sandbox. Now, Sandbox is where Snoop Dogg bought his property, and Upland. The internet may be infinite, but virtual real estate is not. Decentraland, for example, is 90,000 parcels of land, each roughly 50 feet by 50 feet. And this is just seen as gold by investors. So imagine you came to New York when it was farmland, and you had the option to get a block of Soho. That's crazy, right? Just to think about, because if someone wants to buy a block of real estate in Soho today, it's priceless. It's not on the market. The same experience is going to happen in the metaverse, is what they are saying. As far as cryptocurrency goes, there are only a handful of digital realms where investors can buy and sell real estate, and all of them use their own cryptocurrency. So Decentraland is called Mana or Mana, however you say that, and you have to get that cryptocurrency in order to exchange NFTs or products. So they're creating a place where people can browse NFTs, including plots of land for sale. It's almost like a multiple listings service, and that's the way it goes, and that's why I think cryptocurrency is going to see a boom. Um, and this is crazy right here. Last week, tokens.com closed an even larger land deal in Decentraland's fashion district for roughly $2.5 million. That's the largest real estate transaction so far in the metaverse history. Now, maybe, who knows, maybe there's been one since in the last day or two, but this is the largest since that I found. And they're trying to develop it into a virtual commerce hub for luxury brands and kind of mimic Rodeo Drive or Fifth Avenue. So it's really becoming just its own economy, like they said. Now I want to show you this guy right here. His name is Harish, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But he is the founder and chief executive of Superworld, and that's a virtual real estate platform that offers 64.8 billion plots of land, each for sale as an NFT. Now, Superworld, he made this to mimic the Earth, planet Earth, our home planet, but it's just the virtual version of our home planet. So he says you can buy locations that you love, whether it's Central Park or the pyramids in Egypt. What you're buying is the virtual land that covers the Earth at those locations. It even goes on to say in the article I was researching that you can buy your childhood home if you wanted. That's just so crazy to me. It's just so weird. Um, so, what do we do with all this information? Should we be investing in virtual real estate? I gave this much thought. And right now, I think it's a little too early to just jump in and buy virtual real estate because we don't know really what this is going to, shape into, what it's going to really truly look like. And I think it wouldn't be smart, especially as an individual, because you buy one plot 50 by 50. What are you going to do with that? Is that going to be even anywhere near a lot of, traffic, metaverse traffic, where you can possibly make some money somehow? Will it, appreciate very well? That's just things we don't know. It's not like we live, right now, if you live in your city and you have for your life, your whole life, the good parts of town, the bad parts of town, where things might boom in the future. The thing with the metaverse is we don't really know much about that yet. And we have Decentraland. We have these other lands that are popping up. And yes, the Decentraland has, only a set amount of real estate, but who's to say, land after land, world or land, however they want to say it, is created one after another, and which one's going to be popular? How's it going to work? So I think it's just a little too much in its infancy right now, and I rather invest in, a company like the Metaverse Group, that is the one buying property and kind of that REIT for the metaverse for the virtual real estate. That's what I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to start researching, virtual real estate companies and seeing if there's a way to invest in it in the stock market. If not, can I invest in it in the virtual, metaverse? Because I think that's the way to go. Because unless if you're super popular or a celebrity where people will flock to you, or you can have enough money to buy like a tower or a mall where you can start making these leases with companies or celebrities or however it works. I think you're limited to your to the potential because I think it's going to be a popularity contest in the end. And so I don't want to play popularity contest. I want to, you know, maybe go and invest in the company that's making the bigger deals and growing its metaverse real estate. And so that's what I plan on doing. And I'll make a video in the future once I find a way to invest, in that type of structure. So that's my advice. I'd like to hear what you guys think of this whole metaverse virtual real estate craziness that's going on. I think it's moving much faster than we thought. And I think within a year or two, uh, we're all going to at least know somebody that visits the metaverse regularly. And it's already happening. People are buying goggles, the Oculus everywhere. And Microsoft and Facebook, they're partners when it comes to the metaverse. They're supporting each other, which says a lot. I think this is going to be huge. I'm happy I bought into Facebook and I want to buy into Facebook more because I think they're going to be a big part of it. I also want to look, like I said, into a virtual real estate company that I can invest in instead of buying my own plot of land until maybe in a couple months or a year or two, it makes more sense and you can analyze things better in the metaverse. But right now I think it's very risky and somebody I know looked up land, and the cheapest they could find is $14,000. So unless if you have a lot of money that you want to risk, then I don't. It's not worth it in my opinion at this point. In the future, maybe, but I think we need to know a lot more about the structure of this all and the social side of it. There's a lot to learn, and so I think the best way to do that is get immersed in it. So maybe I'll invest in some Oculus goggles soon and start getting in the metaverse and seeing what it's all about. But I think it's not a good idea to be resistant to this because I think that's only gonna hurt you know yourself in the end because you got to be open to possibilities of new technology coming in, a new sector opening up, and that's having an open mind. And I think that's where people make more money is those people that have open minds. Because if you're resistant, like the TVs or phones in the past, look where they are now. So this is what I have to say about the virtual real estate scene, what I plan on doing. I'd love to hear your opinion. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your viewership. I am putting out videos as often as I can and as high quality as I can. I would take any advice you guys drop in the comments or any comments at all, future videos you'd like to see. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time on Mark's Finance and Fitness.